and hello. How are we all doing this evening? It is an evening we normally don't spend together, but that's okay. That's okay. We have some people that I couldn't get on my head. I was thinking, you know what? I want to play some Rome Total War. I want to play some Rome Total War. I want to do it. And so I did. And here we are, fighting the good fight. Murdering lots of Egyptians. Soon to be Romans, but shh, they don't know that yet. They don't need to know that yet. They don't need to know that. They don't need to know anything about that. So where were we? Okay, so we've got a little minor army there, and we got a big ol' army over here. We don't want to fight hard battles. That's not how we do here. No. We do this the easy way. We go the easy route.
Ready to sail.
If we have to fight hard battles, we've done something horribly wrong. So in the meantime, let's see if we can get some movement going on a few things. So we've got some armies being made out here. The Praetorians. My lovely, lovely Praetorians. Let's retrain all these guys. Takes one solid turn to retrain all of them. Now, I remembered something, which is... Oh, hello. I remembered something yesterday that kind of made me upset, which was that Praetorians in this game are not the be-all, end-all that they are in the other games. It's the urban cohorts that are the nasty ones. They're the brutal ones. They're the guys that tend to get in people's way. They're the ones that you really don't want to be fighting that much, because they're going to butcher everybody involved. I may have... It's not fucking Monday. What is this bullshit? This is what I told you yesterday. If I had time, I would play a game. And I was really in the mood to, like, murder Egyptians, because we had been talking about how the Egyptians were... Well, there's no such thing as Egyptians anymore. There's Arabs. There's no such thing as Egyptians. They're pretend Egyptians. There are people that think they're Egyptians, but they're all dead. The Egyptians have been dead for a long time. Their culture, everything about them is all gone. Yes. Now let's send him to Ankira.
And waiting.
Ankira? Ankira? Ayaraven? I don't know. And how are you tonight, Fokker? Hopefully you had a wonderful, glorious Sunday. You've been playing Factorio. You deserve greater levels of violence to balance out your day. I played Factorio for a little bit, and you know, I was like, man, I want to kill some Egyptians, and I won't lie. As I sat there thinking about it, I was like, I'm gonna kill some Egyptians, but I can't do it outside of stream time because that would be rude and wrong. And then I said, I can solve this problem. I've been working on 3D printing things. See, I've made progress on making the garage more clean for my office. And although I didn't make much room this time off, I've made a little bit, and that made me happy. Let's retrain these guys. Terra. Ooh, we have room for a new governor's palace. What do you think of that? Yeah, I was thinking, like, do I want to play, like, some Baldur's Gate? Do I want to play this? But I was just like, man, I really want to go. And, like, I started a war in Egypt, man. I think, was it I'm gonna cut you or Jared or I forget who it was. Somebody said invade Egypt, and I was like, I don't know if that's a good idea. But now I'm like, you know what? That's a good idea. Let's take Egypt. Let's take them all. Oh man, Ankira's really not happy with me. Ooh, look. Okay, look. Whoever designed this infantry, they're hilarious. They must have really hated them, because holy crap, does that... Like, hey, I want you to wear baby blue with pink. Like as in like what we're doing kind of at home. No. I want you to wear baby blue and pink when we go to war. It's like in the desert. Yeah. Why? Well, that way you never get lost. It's like, well, yeah, that's kind of the problem, is they'll never get lost, even when the enemy is around. Alright, so we have... Is this snow? Oh my god, that's snow. So we've got a single siege tower and a bunch of peasants with... What is that? Wicker shields? Yeah, like they're not... Good lord. Oh my god, could you imagine being one of these guys going, hey, you're gonna go up against heavily armored, like, murder soldiers. And the response is, yeah, it's everything's, yeah, it'll work out. Like, I would feel terrified if I was these guys. I would feel genuinely scared for my my long-term health. Because these guys are about to get murdered horribly. Oh, you're gonna go this way? Oh, that's fine. I'll just send these guys over here. They could use some swinging arm practice. Oh, we've got sappers over here too. Okay, alright, I can deal with that. I'm just... There we go. See, that thing's gone. It's not going to make it to the wall. It's just not going to make it. I've got 3 units of archers. It's just not going to happen. It's going to burn to the ground before it gets... Yep, there it goes. Done. This will be the best thing they have, and it's still not going to be enough. Like, they're just going to get butchered the entire time they're down here. Yep, bye-bye. And how many they got pelt sats? They got 6 guys left. Those 6 guys are going to actually cause me a lot of problems, but that's not my problem right now. My biggest problem is going to be getting these guys into some kind of formation. Yeah, I don't even know who they're shooting at anymore. Who are they shooting at? I'm just burning my ammo. Stop. I'm just burning ammo at this point. There's no point. Just let him run through his course. Are they digging? I don't know. Are they digging? I don't know. I'm assuming they are, but I can't prove it. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe they are digging. Maybe they are doing something. I just can't tell. There's only 6 of them. Imagine being told, "Hey, bud, you and your 5 friends have to dig a hole from this spot right in front of the archers all the way down here." I would be a little upset. What if I just move these guys out here? What if I just get? Can I bait them into attacking the walls? Why can't I go through the door? No, go through the... There we go. Just go in there. There we go. They run. Okay, very good. Send more peltsets. Peltsets! I'm gonna pelt that ass. And what are we 3D printing today, fucker? I've left gifts in Discord when you get... Oh, good lord, no. What have you done? What have you done? I'm scared. Like, look, my October is already going to be, like, jammed up. Like, I now have, like, 5 games to... I'm still working on that Vent Gauge pod. I've now got, like, what, 4 or 5 games to play for October. Please don't. Please stop. Your October is going to be glorious. My October is going to be a nightmare. But it's always a nightmare. Like, I've gotten, like, 2 years going now where I've got, like, oh, I want to do this, and I'm never going to be able to do it. Nightmares for Myth equals glorious. Well, see, the problem is that eventually I'm going to get desensitized to it. That's the problem. Eventually, I will just go like, oh, whatever. Like, it is actually... Exposure therapy works, man. Look, he's about to have a bad day. Ah, look. Light cavalry. And they're about to get massacred. Whee! Horsey boys! Horsey boys! There you go. And here we go. Let's just... Can we get you back in formation? I don't even know. There we go. Throw spears! Oh! Just broke them on the charge. Again, Why would you wear this? Like, who in their right mind said, no, this is a good idea? Oh, I should probably put guard. Just absolute massacres. That's all that's going to happen here. My general's not even facing the right direction. That's not a good sign. Well, time to get that swinging arm practice in. Might as well. Let's get him in there. There we go. Yep. That infantry versus heavily armed and armored infantry will not do well. It tends to be that way. Sending peasants with wicker shields and spears tends to not do well against Navy SEALs. It's just throwing that out there. I'm not saying they ever killed one, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not a wise strategy. Man, they really want to get killed. Good lord. Well, let's see. How many guys have I lost so far? I think these guys start off with 80, so 10 men per cohort. And oh. I'm surprised they're not dead. I'm surprised they're not broken yet. I can't believe they're not broken. You know, just. Oh, there you go. There we go. Oh, the general. There we go. That's what I want. Now trap him and kill him. No, don't rout. Die. I don't want you to rout. I want you dead. There we go.
It is time to press the attack.
I don't know, man. All those bodies down there makes me feel like that's probably what they're scared of. Like, I mean, I'm just gonna throw that out there. I'm gonna go on a limb and say those guys are probably terrified right now. Guys, it's raining fire.
The enemy army is in flight. Pursue them.
Get him. There we go. Yeah. How's it feel? Get your swinging arm in. Get that big old the grand slugger in. There we go. Just absolute butchery. No survivors. I want everyone dead. There we go. Yep. That was easy. Casualties, 1,000 men dead. For an old-time battle, man, that's pretty brutal. Like a really old, like an old world battle, 1,000 people dead on the field, that's a big win. You just lost probably the war at that point. 1,000 men dead. Like, I know that we tend to think like these old school battles might have been like really vicious like that, and they were, but like their casualties like that were, whoo boy, those were rare. Because that's like a world-ending number of people dead. You know, it's like back in the day, like how many people lived in Constantinople at the height, and it's like I think the number was I've heard is like 20 million, and it's like, oh, it's a modern city. Good God. And like, yeah, but think about the famines. Like, when those things burned through, everybody died. There was no, like, oh, maybe we'll get, no, they're all dead. They're all dead. Like, everybody died. Maybe it was 2 million. Maybe I'm adding a 0, because my brain is like, it's a lot of people. Because they couldn't build up, they just build out. Let's see here. Londinium. What we need here is the Hall of Heroes. Oh, we need one of those. The weaponsmith. Get the blacksmith in there. Let's get rid of all the cultural problems of living in London in this time. A brothel. Would that be... What would that be? A tavern. Do we know taverns? Have I just been leaving all the taverns? I mean... No? Oh, no, yep, there's a little tavern right there. Okay, so barbarians, okay, well, I mean, look, it makes people happy, I guess, so I'm not going to argue with it. I honestly thought that I thought every culture had their own version of those, but I guess they don't, which, I mean, that tracks, and I kind of like it better that way. Because if they did, it would just be like, oh, this is your flavor of this is your flavor of that. No. There's like a unique building that does this thing. And yes, you gotta watch out for it. I like that. Stop making my taxes so goddamn high. My empire does not want that. Look, my empire is one that will be one of very low taxation. Like, 1% might be too much. Okay? 1% income tax is too much. I can't stand it. Like, the idea of an income tax makes me angry. It makes me physically, viscerally angry. The idea that you're going to tax people's productivity and think that's a good idea. The fact that I owe or you owe somebody money because you worked hard makes me unhappy. Like, there's an easier way to do this. It doesn't involve us paying tons and tons and tons of money. It's mostly that, just look, we just expand, get a little bit of military adventurism in. Everybody loves some military adventurism.
General.
Now, if I take you and, like, all these guys, how pissed, oh, you're very pissed off, never mind, I won't do that. Right, Halicarnassus, you do not like the Romans right now. It's okay, fair enough. We just got done enslaving most of you, but that's fine. Look, that was your fault, basically. I didn't want to do it. You made me do it.
Fleet ready.
So I'm gonna pull the look what you made me do.
Sir, orders. Orders.
I didn't want to hit you over and over and over again, but you just you made me do it.
Sir, General, onward.
So I've got Amnesia the Bunker, I've got Pools, I've got Tattletale, and then I've got, like, what, 1 or 2 more games that are coming out the pipeline now? I like how, like, despite me, Alliance. They want an alliance? No. Absolutely not.
Until next time.
No. Like, the Scipii are not going to be my allies. I will eventually have to take on the Scipii. And if they're allies with, like, the Brutii, I'm going to have a problem.
General.
Ah, yes, very good. More Roman soldiers. Very good. Nothing there. This is good. I want that. And as a matter of fact, if I can get more... Oh, good, good. More of this, more of that. All those go. Yes, very good. We want all that stuff. I want all these cities to grow. That's why we're keeping them taxes low, man. I want things to grow. I want things to get better. Let's do another one of these, another one of those. Give me this, give me that. I want all these people to become good and proper Romans, even though they're filthy freaking London people. Little Britbongs. Yes, it'll take forever to get all this done. Yes, I'm aware. By the time I get there, it'll be already over. Yes, I'm aware of all that. I don't care. We must focus on our infrastructure. And almost to the negative of everything else, because we need all these cities to be strong and powerful, because one day they're going to be assailed by like 4 different armies back to back to back. And I can't be having that. I can't be having that.
Sir.
Let's retrain all those guys. Look at all these ships sailing around. Silly little floaty boats thinking they're going to make a difference. They're not. The Navy in this game now is more of a, what's the word I'm looking for? A formality. It's a formality at this point.
Yes, master.
Now, why is that still... Oh, that's right. It's still broken because, why do I have to retrain those guys? That doesn't make sense. A successful buyout? Some douchebag bought me out? What? Why? What the? I know, DC. Isn't it fantastic? It's glorious. I found some time because I'm off tomorrow. I don't work tomorrow. In case she's sleeping, don't tell her. She's happily sleeping. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I know, right? Hell, I'm even off the next day. Wait a minute. Wait, Sunday. Yeah, you're right. It is Sunday. Isn't it glorious?
Daryl.
Here, have some horses.
Onward. Imperator.
And you got sold? I did. I got a buyout.
March.
So I don't want those guys, but I do want these guys.
Sir. Orders.
There we go.
Sir.
Is it Sunday? It is Sunday.
Orders. Ready to sail.
Wait a minute. How old's this guy? He's 58. Okay, no, we need young blood in there.
Orders. Sir.
40, 39,
Orders.
25.
Yes, Captain.
Yeah, we need some younger blood in here, unfortunately.
Imperator.
There's absolutely zero reason of doing this without a guy who actually is going to live long enough to see the war be over. Now, the next step is going to be taking Pharos. Halves the chance of nearby ships at sea sinking and increases naval movement allowances. Good God. Okay, Alexandria, congratulations. You're next on my list of places I want to visit.
Sail.
And boy, oh boy, do you have the pick of the litter for infantry. And how are you, DC? Happy Sunday. Happy, wonderful Sunday.
Sir.
Let's get some urban cohorts up in here. They're expensive, though. So, you actually fulfill the request by Fokker. What are you talking about? I told you I would try to do it if I could. I wasn't lying. I was, like, being honest. Like, oh, if I can, I will. And I was sitting there playing Factorio, and I was like, you know, I do want to play something, but I don't want to play Factorio. I want to kill some Egyptians. Look, when I can fulfill a request, I will. Well, most of the time. Unless, of course, if that request is play more horror games, then that request is it better be done through October. Otherwise, I'm not going to have a fun time. Hold up. Yes. Do you have a do you have something you want to talk about, sir?
Imperator. Imperator.
All right, and Kyra.
General. Imperator.
Dr. Evil looking voice. Right.
Move out.
No, yeah, you're right. Absolutely, 100%, you're right.
Imperator. Move out.
It's a meme, you troglodyte. Hold up. Oh, I know the meme. I know the Fallout meme. What if I put a bunch of Auxilia in here? Is that enough of an army to take these guys out? If I throw a bunch of Auxilia at you, will I be able to take this little island? Hello. Huh.
I captain. Prepare for battle.
Well, that's enough to kill you guys. You're
I captain.
stop, fella. You're irredeemable. What do you mean, the hold up? It's the one where he's like, hold up. And he's like putting his arms out and it looks all funky and wonky. Oh no, oh, hold on. The modern version of Fallout, which is, he's so uncultured. Well, look, I don't live online. I'm not terminally online like you people are apparently, so you leave me alone. I got the meme. I got the memes. What are you talking about? Look at Discord general. I refuse because that means it may mean that I'm wrong about something, and I refuse to accept that no matter what happens. You may be able to take everything else from me, but you will never take my ability to just simply ignore facts in front of my face. Myth, you're a millennial. You live on the internet too. I've actually tried very hard to just, like, in the past year or so, I have tried very hard to distance myself from the internet. I'm honestly debating how can I get, like, everything offline if I can. Like, I know I can't get everything, but if I could, how would I do it? If I, like, did traditional banking, like, hey, can I get my bank account not online? Can I get my, can I just go back to checks and cash for everything? Because I freaking hate the internet now. I despise it with a passion. I didn't have the internet until I was 13. You've been far more terminally ill than I ever. Again, Dr. Evil looking voice. Right. No, I'm seriously. I genuinely, I've been playing with the idea, and so I really don't get on, like, Twitter that much. I get on my Discord is probably the only thing that keeps me online most of the time. Most Google searches that I do are really for history or for, like, work stuff. I every time a new video game comes out, I kind of roll my eyes and go, it looks like garbage. So there's like a lot of stuff that prevents me, or not prevents me, it doesn't really appeal to me. I'm not talking about Twitter. I know, but like, what am I going to do? Fuck Twitter. I mean, it's better than what it was, but that doesn't mean it's good.
General. Orders. General.
I know if the game comes from a big developer, the game is going to be garbage. There's a thing called YouTube. YouTube I usually look at, but it's like my YouTube algorithm has been...
General.
It's gotten so bad. It's just gotten so ridiculously bad and retarded that
General.
like, I don't even know how to deal with it anymore. I really don't. My YouTube used to be full of stuff that I actually wanted to watch. He lets Geisha fuck up his YouTube recommended. Alright, that's actually not too far from the truth. She does jack up a bunch of my YouTube recommended. It's not funny. But, aside from that, that's not my issue with YouTube recommended. It's just, aha, now you don't have a choice. Oh, look at that. Hold on. Shabatica Philopater. Philopater. The loving father. The Philopater. Nikita the Lewd. Oh, God. The loving father and then Nikita the Lewd. Ptolemy Alexander. Oh, the Ptolemy. Oh, very good. And Sekemwe. Sekemwe. Ariad. I hate Egyptians.
Fleet ready.
I hated them back then, and I don't like them now. Well, is that what he's trying to explain his word salad? I don't even know.
General. Prepare for battle. Begin the siege.
2 turns for that. Let's get some more troops in there.
Sir.
There we go.
Besieging settlement, sir. Forward.
Their current iteration of the algorithm tries to shove unrelated shit down your throat no matter how much you curate it. And if you watch one video, it tries to shove 15 of something similar down your throat. See, the thing is, they perfected the algorithm like a decade ago. It really is. Like, DC's calling me racist because I don't like Egyptians. Sir, I'll have you know that I don't like Egyptians for all the academic reasons I don't like Egyptians, okay? Have you met Egyptians? Have you met Persians? Because Persia doesn't exist anymore last time I checked. But don't get me wrong, they will remind you they're not Iranians, they're Persian. They're not from, no, Persia, an empire that hasn't existed in so long that I can't genuinely tell you when the date was. They will tell you, no, they're Persian. According to myth, Egyptians don't exist anymore, so we can't hate them. No, I can still hate them. Even in death, my hatred burns. You give these people far too much credit. My hatred for them will burn like 1,000 suns regardless, because their history makes no sense, their people make no sense, all their tools make no sense, and everybody that claims to represent them don't make sense.
Sir. Imperator.
So it makes me angry.
General.
Myth, how dare you build pyramids? Yeah, okay, first off, the Egyptians didn't actually build the pyramids. That was way beyond their capabilities. You know how I know this? Because if you look at the base stones of that building, they go, oh, they come from a rock core. Yeah, literally over some fucking mountains. The base of that building was made using stones cut from much larger chunks of rock. I know quite a few Egyptians. I don't have a problem with them. That's your problem. You should have problems with them. You should have many problems with them. I'm allowed to not like Egyptians, okay? Gold confirmed. Don't be mad and ignore me. I'm not being mad. Hold on. Myth, search for COD multiplayer is better with memes and on YouTube and know where the meme we said partially came from. No. But say, okay, so hold on. All right, let's talk history for a second. Where is this temple? It's the Temple of Jupiter in Turkey. Oh, where is it? It's what the hell? I thought you didn't stream on Sundays. Normally I don't, Jared, but now look, I'm off tomorrow and I'm off the next day, so I'm just kind of taking the opportunity. He thought we needed additional punishment. Well, I did. Look, and sometimes you just have to punish yourself. Waka 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 waka. But I'm trying to remember where the Temple of Jared. Where is the Temple? Yeah, I don't want to look it up right now. I don't have my phone in front of me. Where's the Temple of Jupiter in Turkey? where is that? It's where is it? Good lord, I can't remember where it is. There's a Temple of Jupiter in Turkey. It's not here, is it? It's the Temple of Artemis. That's not it. That's the mausoleum. It wouldn't be built yet, but I don't know. Probably around Troy. Troy? No, not around Troy. I want to say it's closer somewhere over here, but I don't remember where. No, it's closer to Jordan. So yeah, it's somewhere in this region, I think. Jordan's over here, right? Jordan's over here. Jordan's down here. God dang it, I can't remember anymore. Oh man, what did you do? I'm trying to think about it. So, okay, so we're talking about, like, ancient architecture. I love when Gen Z fuckers try and call me boomer and then proceed to post the most mayo of memes. Well, that's because they don't know any better. We're talking about architecture. And so one of the things I always find fun about architecture is that there's some buildings that don't make any sense. The Egyptian pyramids is one of them. I don't believe the Egyptians built those little bastards. It's not that they can't cut rock and move it. That's not the issue. The issue is that they have no... in all of Egyptian history that we understand to be Egyptian history, there is not a single moment that describes how they moved blocks of stone that big. Now, that alone by itself isn't a huge deal because there are mechanisms and methods to do that. The problem is that none of them have been tested in any real capacity, so it doesn't make any sense. So that doesn't make sense. So then you have the idea of, okay, well, what if it's built by somebody else? Okay, cool. Well, the Egyptian pyramids, like what? They're let's just say it's right here, the Great Pyramid of Giza. No myth, they were the first ones that learned, wait for it, rock and roll. Shut up. What, like the stone blocks for the pyramids, like, come from a quarry way the hell over here? And it's like they gotta travel over mountains. I would be surprised because we all say and do things to him that are pretty bad, so I don't know where he would draw a line in the sand. Egyptians don't have any tech to move blocks that big over that distance. There's a bunch of supposition speculation, but no one has actually tested these methods successfully. Exactly. And it's even worse than that. Why is this broken still? And I would say that there's I would say that that's not the only real issue, but that's one of the issues. The second issue is the fact that the base of the pyramid is cut out of a different stone. And you have a completely different rock base, if I'm not mistaken, for the Great Pyramids, that are even worse. They're even more unexplainable. Like, you can only say, look, they're in the general vicinity. Like, they're in the region, you know. It's not like it's, oh, we shipped them over from Italy. No. They were made by giants or our previous civilizations. See, that's what I believe, is that, actually, unironically, I think giants were involved with the creation of these things. Mostly because if you look at the Temple of Jupiter, I'll prove you wrong by hiring a bunch of cheap labor with some migrants and creating my own pyramids. Oh, you can create your own pyramids. That's not the question. You can do that, absolutely. That's not in question. What's in question is, how did you move, like, 2,000-ton blocks that are carved from solid rock in one go that don't make any sense? And by all measurable means, even the Romans could not have moved. I will call them the Great Pyramids of Florida. We have those, called Moody Gardens. 2,000 tons, that's a bit of an exaggeration. Well, I'm sorry. The blocks in the Temple of Jupiter, they're the, what's it called? Okay, now I'm going to have to look it up. All right, I'm going to look it up. I had it pulled up, so I was rereading this the other day. What were they called? Okay, check out my lunch break YouTube channel if you might be interested. Temple of Jupiter, where girls go to get more stupid. Exactly. The Baalbek stones. That's what it is. The Baalbek stones are allegedly massive Roman stones. The problem is that they weigh way more than what the Romans were capable of actually putting together, or actually moving and then placing. That was the first problem. The second problem is that the stones that are sitting on top of the Baalbek stones are not cut from the same rock as the Temple of Jupiter. So that's another problem. And then on top of that, they're way bigger. They are. It doesn't look the same. They're not cut the same. These are like every single block of the Baalbek, which is essentially the foundation of the Temple of Jupiter. they're all single cut stones, and they've been moved. And they're not just moved like a short distance away. No, these things were moved very far away. And they don't match the other stones for the Temple of Jupiter. They're way bigger, they're heavier, and they're of a different type of rock. And then you put it a little bit further where, like, the Romans were able to put, like, 100-ton stones in place. I think the maximum was 150 tons. They had winches and pulleys. These are, like, 10 times that. That's where Egyptians, with their rock and roll, came up with the Rolling Stone. Shut up, DC. You shut up. You shut your mouth. You shut your mouth, sir. I'll have none of this. So if you're gonna sit there and say, "Oh no, the Romans had like the Romans did it. They had more advanced technologies." Yes, you are correct. No, they did not do that because no, they could not have ever done that. They didn't have the technology for it. Wow, really? Yes, through the power of rock and roll and spirit, all their forces combined, they summoned Captain Planet. You know, and then the rings, and then the children, and then, like, weird things started happening, and you shouldn't ask questions beyond that. Let's see here. Let's get some of this. Get some more edumacations going on in there. Like, we need to educate these people that they are indeed. I don't know. Sometimes we seem to think that our ancestors were dumber than they really were. Oh, no. Our ancestors were very intelligent. Like... People tend to think that, yeah, they're dumber because they didn't live in a time where you had a fucking iPhone. You know what? That makes you dumber than they were. Like, that's the thing. They understood things that we don't grasp anymore. Anything is possible. Our ancestors knew how to speak. They did. They did. They also, don't get me wrong. They still had lots of, like... Alright, so there's this idea that, like, following portents, signs, and things like that, that those things are just superstition and whatever. And to some extent, maybe some of that's true, but impressive. I have yet to master that skill. They also understood the difference between dumb and stupid. Well, dumb is the inability to speak, and then stupid is that you have the inability to comprehend what somebody speaks. The more you know. Just gonna throw that in there. But no, like you have a very interesting, I guess you could call it the old world, is people were a lot smarter than people tended to give them credit for. It's just that they didn't have the ability to do all the things that you and I do. So yeah, they may not have been able to communicate long distances all the time, but they could still do it. They still had the best of that they could do. That doesn't mean that everybody was perfect. It doesn't mean that they were like, you know, oh, they're holding secrets out from us. No. It's just that they had methods and technologies that would actually benefit us today that we don't know about. Like that is the sad truth. There is stuff that we have lost over the course of years that would actually be extremely useful nowadays. Yes, but everyone likes to use dumb incorrectly. They colloquially use it to indicate stupid. Well, yeah, but that's just a change of language over time. Like, it's as frustrating as that might be on a academic level. You know what they're saying. You don't have a stupid not having cell phone Romans. Exactly. But that's the thing, is that people think they're smarter than, like, Roman, or, you know, even Egyptians, Romans. Like, hell, we think that we're more cultured than people from, like, the 30s and the 40s. And I was like, dude, turn the power off for a week and see how much of a barbarian you really are.
Fleet ready.
I've never known somebody that doesn't start freaking out after a week without power. Don't be English about it. Well, you know. It's still not the definition of the fucking word. No, I agree. But it's just like the word gay. The word gay used to mean something completely different than what it means now. They are dumb/smart for their time. Know what I am saying? Yeah, no. I do know what you're saying. They were smart for their time, but they were smart even by modern standards. Yeah, I know, right? I bet they don't even know how to hit the gritty. What? What words are these? English always loves to claim they invented the language, but 95% of them can't speak it for shit. English always loved to claim. See, but I wouldn't ever, like, the British are weird, okay? The British are weird. I wouldn't really worry about them too much. They won't exist in a couple years anyway. The English. Yeah, the British. I hear what you are saying. I'm telling you that it's called the British.
Aye, Captain.
You see, Fokker, I don't speak English. I am American. See, this man speaks truth.
Imperator.
How'd they get back in? Hold on, I've been sieging this city the entire time. How'd they get back in there?
Ready to sail.
Well,
Ready to sail.
time to kill you.
Victory! Fleet
UK is different from British, and British is different from English. I don't agree. They're all one horrible nightmare. Two hit points can hide anywhere. I like how that's the thing. 2 hit points. They can take 2 hits.
General.
Now, we need to start building up our armies again. Regular legionary cohorts will do this trick. Where's my legionary cohort? More legionary cohorts. There we go. Thank you. And more legionary cohorts. Are we talking about linguistically or nation-wise? Yes. Why not? Why can't we do both?
General.
Oof, man. If they come and attack me, I'm in trouble.
Sir.
I should probably just take the city now. Anyway, so back to my point. The Ballstones, which is let's see, hold on. If I'm not mistaken, that area of Turkey, they come from Ball. I think. Jeez. Okay, hold on. Let me try to remember this. I'm digging way back into the brain machine here. The Ballstones. Ball is.
Worthy foes to a man.
Oh, the Forest of the Gods. That's what it is. There is a place called the Forest of the Gods. The mighty Ballstones. Yes. Except not Ball. Okay, maybe I should say them something else. Not Ballstones. Balestones. B-H-A-A-L. Bale. Mighty Morphin Balestones. Hey, you ever seen a Gladius up close? Are you going to bail them out? No, actually, I hope I don't. I'm going to introduce them to a really cool thing called,
Towers have reached the walls.
oof.
Now there will be hard fighting to break the defenses.
It won't be that hard. I'm wearing heavy armor against guys that are basically wearing loincloths, so, you know, just keep that in mind. So can you build a mountain can you build a mountain to siege a city like the real Romans did? No, you can't. Like, walls were not 30 feet high. Like, walls are usually like 10 feet to 12 feet high. Like, you don't need 30-foot walls. Like, you don't need that. Like, it's a waste of resources and time. Imagine having to repair one of those things. You couldn't fit it on the ground. Like, walls were a good fence. They were. But think of it this way, is that, like, if you actually had to do that, it would just sink into the dirt. Unless you were, like, running a... Unless you're oof. Just charge him, guys.
Great gods!
Oof. Dude, like, why are any of you getting hit?
The walls are taken.
Look how gay these guys look. Look at that. They pretend like they're important. What was that city the Romans sieged around Jerusalem to kill the rebelling Jews? Jerusalem? They literally made a mountain to reach them. Hold on. Is this like the siege of Jerusalem where they destroyed the city? Where General Titus literally destroys everything? They didn't come up with the castle level walls until closer to the time of the beginnings of the British Empire. Yeah, well, because they couldn't do it. It's not that like they just didn't want to do it. It's just that they couldn't physically do it. Again, like, they didn't have what they needed to do, or they didn't have what they needed in order to do what you're asking them to do. Well, they're all dead. No, it wasn't Jerusalem. It was like a major fort city or something like that. The area of the Levant. I'm not aware of this. I know that General Titus originally sieges down the city of Jerusalem, and he does so because the Jews rebelled, and the Romans said, fine, you want to rebel? And in that story, you have something really horrible happen. So, as a matter of fact, the Romans were so disgusted by them, I think they even looked at like the Jews as subhuman past that point, because what they did was they didn't siege the city the way they normally siege the city. To make a point, they starved the city out, which was not. I mean, it wasn't like there was no real standing army to fight them. First off, so they just said, "You know what? You want to rebel? Fine, go for it. Good luck getting food," and that was it. It was pretty brutal. As a matter of fact, there was a Roman centurion or soldier that saw a woman begging for food, and he denied it to her. And when she had come back, they were what was it? It was basically food for her daughter or her child. And when the Roman soldiers eventually came back, the woman was cooking a stew, wondering where they got the food. Essentially, the woman just started breaking down and crying. She had slit the throat of her own daughter in order to actually feed herself and her husband. And that is when the Romans essentially saw the Jews as less than human, because they were willing to murder their own. Now, you could say, but they were starving, and it's like, yeah, but you're willing to kill your own flesh and blood. Like, I mean, that requires desperation on a scale so high. It's unthinkable. I forget all the details of the story, but it was, oof, that was bad. That's very bad. Oh god, oh god, oh god. No, they're getting murdered. Okay, no. Hunger can really do a lot to, no, it can, but that's why it was so devastating. Just like true hunger. No, it can. It really can, and I'm not arguing that. Are you sure it wasn't Fort Minor? There's a joke in there somewhere. Hello. But yeah, you're not wrong. Hunger can do a lot to a person. It can get really nasty in there.
The enemy general is slain, and now his men fear us. It is time to press the attack.
But like, even like the eventual siege of Rome, like by the Goths, like they did something very similar. But at least the Romans had like the aqueducts and they could pull stuff out of the ground. No. Jerusalem is just nope. That's it. The band, yes. 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 Keep the general away. Keep the generals nice and safe. Fine, you want to fight? Let's go. Hell yeah. But anyway, so back to the Balestones. So the Balestones, they're interesting because they've got a lot of history to them, at least contextually. And one of the things is that you have exterminate with 10,000 gold. I make triple that per turn, so I'm just going to enslave them. And no damage to the city. Very good. Get some archers. And more legionaries. And hopefully they don't attack these guys. Hopefully. Hopefully. Oh, hello. We need more legionaries. Thank you. We need to make an army. An army so big it will blot out the sun or something. I'm just gonna starve these guys out. I'm gonna treat these guys like the little bastards they are. I'm gonna starve them out. I got time. But the Balestones are, like I said, they are the foundation for the Temple of Jupiter. They are like, what, 2 basketball hoops high? Like what, was it, I forget, how tall is one basketball hoop? It's like 12 feet high? Yeah, 12 feet. They're 24 feet high. Okay, I looked it up, the Siege of Masada. Hold on, they're allies. Why are they allies with the Brudii and the SPQR, but not me? How are we not allies? Give me money or something. I got it, hold on. Give region. Give me... Alright, give me... Wait, did I say give? Yeah, I'm requesting. Yeah. Give me this.
A most generous proposal.
Oh, wow, they took it. Holy crap. Myth, how are we not allies? Me, have you met you? You're the wolf
We
people,
must
man.
go our separate ways.
Oh! Oh!
Our thanks.
They're going to go to war with me soon. Oh, my God.
Our fleet is under attack!
Uh-oh.
Withdraw! Withdraw!
I have an army there.
Man the defensive!
Oof. So, SPQR, the
Dear friend.
Senatorum Papalusque Questiones Romani have broken ties with me. I have lost all my allies. They took your offer and then immediately threw it in your face. Basically, yeah. That's not good. Make them all slaves. Oh, no, I will. Don't worry. I'm going to take the Tiberius method, and these men will be men fit to be slaves. Oh my God! Yeah, they went to war with me. Holy crap! I guess I got too many. I got too many settlements going on. Whew. Okay, so war is. Geez, there's like no warning, no nothing. Just boom! You're going to war now, son. It's like World War II all over again. I might as well.
Our thanks. Welcome, friend.
I might want to find a way to. Alright, so I am now at active war with well, everyone. And I'm going to lose a lot of ground in the very near future. Unless I get some extra troops on some of these fronts here. Alright, so I wasn't quite ready on this front just yet, so let's start building up the defenses at the very minimum. These guys are pretty well equipped, so they should be okay. These guys also should be mostly okay. Oof. How are these guys? Oh, that's gonna be rough. I don't know how exactly I'm going to be able to get these guys set up. I need, yeah, let's just start building those guys up. That army should be easy.
Prepare for battle!
Ooh, that's an even fight. We're just gonna withdraw. We're safe behind our walls. We're gonna keep it that way, at least for right now. Yeah, these guys are not safe at all. Good lord. Okay, hold on. Y'all need some legionaries and some archers. At the very minimum. At the very minimum. And you are, I'm just going to disband you. There's no point in keeping you around. I'm not going to lie. I was not ready for them to go to war with me. They gave me Thebes, apparently, which I can't see. I've got some pretty good units in there. It's not too bad. But we're going to uniform. We're going to make this more uniform. Okay. Now, I've got a two-front war happening. I've got a war between Egypt and then Rome. Which is, to say the least, as the kids might say, not ideal.
Sir! 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 Imperator!
And we're going to go take this settlement right up here.
Attack! Begin the siege!
Wait, aren't you Rome? Yeah, well, I will be in a little bit.
Besieging settlement, sir!
There will be nothing other than my version of Rome soon, but that's a different story.
Orders!
Servius the Thinker, you're about to be taught a very valuable lesson in thinking too much. The problem is these cities are not really well equipped to defend themselves just yet.
Sir! Imperator! Sir!
Hello! I see you are the Ottomans. Well, hold on. No. That is uncalled for. Why would you insult me like that? I've done nothing to you. God dang it, I keep getting distracted, you bastards. Very well, you are the Russians. Oof. Well, somebody is. And we're going to teach them the methods of, well, Well, Russian hospitality, let's put it that way. I'm not even worried about these areas for much of anything, honestly. Suggested recruitment, and Kyra. Hello. I mean, I was surprised that they didn't even go like, oh, civil war has erupted. Nope. I don't really have an army to kind of play with right now, so... my goal is still to get over there, so let's do this. We're going to merge these guys together.
Ready to sail.
I'm going to sail these guys down to Egypt. I'm gonna at least keep that plan. This army may be amazingly powerful, but I'm going to keep the plan of we're going to go invade Egypt.
Orders.
We're going to starve them out. They're going to send lots of units my way, and I'm going to just butcher them all. I don't have any armies that are actually free at the moment, which is not ideal. And all my army, all my unit creation, Saving Private Spartacus scene begins. I don't know. I'm not so sure about that. Let's do those guys to get with that. Give me those.
Sir.
Wait, why are these guys outside the settlement? That doesn't make sense.
Order. General.
Yeah, why would I do that? Doesn't make sense. Anyway, what I was gonna say is the Balestones, they could nobody knows how they moved them, and the idea of putting like logs underneath them and rolling them doesn't make any sense because the only way they would have gotten there is they had to have gone straight over a mountain. I'm Spartacus. No, I'm Spartacus. No, I'm Spartacus. Well, one Thracian's gonna die soon, so that's all I know. At least one Thracian's gonna die here. Now, I need a diplomat. I need somebody to tell me where the enemy is. Because somebody's going to die for their sins today, and I'm going to make sure it's not me.
Your Honor. Your Honor.
I wasn't really quite ready for the Roman Civil War to start, like, now. I didn't think they'd actually have a stopping or starting point, but apparently there is a maximum number of settlements you can have before they start going, you're too powerful, we gotta take care of you. Which, again, I was not quite ready for. Mediolanum, that one's pretty safe, except for the infantry needs to be updated severely. But yeah, we don't know how they actually got those stones there, and that's why I say that, like, there's probably, for all the things that you can hear about, like some of the crazier things in history, like, oh, it's maybe they use space technology to move the right. No. But what if you had somebody who was just really big? What if you had somebody that was like 10 times bigger than the average human being, and all of a sudden the math starts to work out a lot better? Why can't I select that guy? Okay.
General. Engage the enemy.
Come at me, bro. Come at me. Go ahead. Build your siege towers. Take the settlement. See how this works out for you. I dare you. I double dog dare you.
Sir. Engage the enemy.
Let's see. Now, how long they got? How many times do they have? 4 turns. 4 more turns.
Besieging settlement, sir.
Yeah, they have nothing to work with in regards for... Oof, that's an entire army. Well, it's Nubian spearmen. They're dirt farmers with spears. But yeah, like the idea of rolling those blocks across like the forest or like the tree logs, it doesn't make sense because the weight of the stones alone would just smash the trees. Like just it's very soft wood, so that wouldn't work. Big people back then weren't that big. Goliath is probably 6'5" at the most. That's not what the accounts say. And that there is the argument that that's the case. Like, oh, it's about like, you know, tall people back then were like 6 feet tall, and short people were like, you know, the average height was 4 foot something. I mean, there is somewhat of an argument to that, but giants weren't called giants because they're 6 foot tall. Giants were giants because they're like in the 10, 12, 15, 20 foot range. And even by every record that we have for somebody like Goliath, he is at like 12 feet tall. He was big, granted, but he was also called one of the smaller giants. So there's that too. You have to keep that in the back of your mind as well. If that's the case, if that is what how you want to do this, it still doesn't play too well.
Legionary cohort. Fire at will. Forward.
Fire! These stories always get exaggerated. The average height was probably around 5'3". Even Americans were averaging around 5'5" as recently as the Civil War. No, I'm not arguing that either. It's just like you have to kind of keep things in perspective, like a little bit at least. Come on, burn it down. There we go. There's one thing down. Throw him!
Archer up.
Okay.
Archer up to fire.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
The enemy have formidable siege towers at the walls. Prepare for some hard fighting.
They might win this. Oh boy.
Legionaries. Archers. Legionary cohort.
Unless I can manage to bring down the wall or stop them from bringing down the walls. Oh god, they're also going to do that over there. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Okay, hold on.
General. Legionary. Cohort. Archer.
Generally, people only develop big and tall when they live primarily off of animal products. See the modern-day descendants of the Mongolians in China. Like I said, I'm not saying that there's no chance, but like by all recorded accounts that we have, Goliath was not just 5 foot something. He was like well into the 10 foot tall range. Hold on, can I... Myth, why don't you just call down an airstrike or use your machine guns to mow them down? Look, if I could give the Romans machine guns, I would, okay? It's not their fault their empire eventually collapsed, and no, it is. Alright, so I actually have to have some boots on the ground there, okay. Make this like Fallout New Vegas. Hail to Kaiser. I plan to play Fallout New Vegas eventually, like on stream, because I love that game. It's great. Oh, okay. Apparently that's not good enough for me. Well, no, fucking way. This is anywhere 10 feet. Andre the Giant was only about 7'4". Again, this is a different time period, and like you have
The
to.
walls are collapsing.
There's no way. There's no way you can tell me that people that are. Hold on, I need to break this up. You cannot tell me that. Oh, 1 second. I will not believe the idea that you can move like the weight of stones these people moved. They just moved it, and they were smaller than the average person today. I don't believe that. I can't believe it. It doesn't make any sense. We recorded history. We know what they had technologically, and it doesn't. The math won't work out. It doesn't make sense. So either you're talking about these people are basically space aliens who had some kind of ability to move massive stones for like, you know, At least at some point. Maybe they stopped using them eventually, but either they had the ability to move massive stones and then just stopped. There's no way he had access to meat and dairy to get that 10-foot, even with gigantism. I don't know, man, but it's the only thing that makes sense. The alternative is that you have essentially people with more advanced technology than we do now. And nobody bothered to write it down. Aliens makes more sense of the stories of super beings that were widespread until more modern times. I mean, okay, how modern do you want to talk? Like, that's the next question. Like, how modern are we talking? Yeah, this is gonna fall. I don't have the firepower to defend that. Like late Roman Empire, there's no record of super beings being around during the late Roman Empire. Like you've got nothing for that. You're arguing like if you're gonna sit there and argue that like okay like the Greek gods were like actual beings that walked around. Okay, I'm willing to entertain that. But like the late Roman Empire, no. By the late Roman Empire, all that stuff was beyond myth. And then you'd have to entertain the ideas of things like human animal hybrids, right? Which is a thing that I was going to talk about, like I think last week. About how you have temples that have things on it that don't make sense in the context of where they're built, except for like the markings and the carvings on them would be like fertility temples, but the fertility temple isn't for people per se, and that's the part that made it always really weird. That's what I mean. By late Roman Empire, there were no more stories of this shit. I'm saying prior to that, an advanced species that isn't intent on taking over, being willing to fuck with us in such an undeveloped state makes sense. Maybe? I mean, I could see an argument for it, but I don't buy it. Oh, they're all abandoning their post. Very good.
Forward! 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 Forward!
Uh-oh. Crap!
The walls are no longer ours! The enemy has taken them!
Mother of God. Machine guns!
Legionary!
These bastards came in and took my stuff. Absolutely not. No.
General! Legionaries!
But yeah, if I don't believe the alien theories. All right, so okay, so let's take this back a bit. You could argue aliens, but we have zero evidence that they exist. Kenzo Dice, what's up? Are you winning? Son? I am winning, kind of, maybe, sort of. As long as I don't get in front of the spears, I'm fine. We're also talking about aliens. Everything is aliens. It's not that people got smart. It's not that there's ideas. It's just smart. There's more leaps of logic to say they were aliens than there were to say that people just got big. And hey, you know what? You could even argue that like different genetics from a different time that are all dead now. I'm not going to have to charge headlong into frickin'... Oh, I lost all of my archers. Good lord. Yeah, they're going to get butchered. Yeah, this one I might lose. Like, did aliens build the ancient world kind of stuff? Yeah, kind of. And I don't buy that. I don't buy it at all. It doesn't make sense to me. It would make more sense for people to just be like big than it does for that kind of stuff. The engineering principles are pretty intense too. Myth is denying the gold built the pyramids. I'm denying the Egyptians built the pyramids. Like, I'm somebody who believes in Atlantis, man. Like, I know that may sound a little bit silly and stupid, but I believe firmly that Atlantis existed. It makes perfect sense in my mind. But then again, so does lots of stuff. Yeah, machine gun these little bastards down.
Orders completed. Legion cohort. Legionary cohort. Legionaries.
Ah!
Legionary cohort.
Oh, you ran. I think ancient people were more intelligent than people today. I think so too. I think, but okay, it depends on the era. So you have a few ancient apocalypses. There's a good chance that Atlantis existed and got destroyed if it was a small landmass resting on a supervolcano in the middle of the ocean. Incorrect. So the stories of Atlantis is not a specific location, although there are specific locations, and one of them is called Atlantis, the city of Atlantis. But the city of Atlantis, much like the city of Rome, is not all that that encompasses. You have the Empire of Atlantis. The Empire of Atlantis was said to be 10 kingdoms spanning the globe, with its capital resting on the city of Atlantis, much like the Empire of Rome resting in Rome. Every empire kind of has a similar kind of flow to it as well. I mean, aside from like modern day republics, you know, like let's say the United States,
The enemy general flees. Press forward.
they all kind of mirror that, right? Oh, this is like the Persian Empire, right? Or this is the Egyptian Empire. Or this is like, you know, they all kind of follow. I like your thought process of how humans must have been able to grow to massive sizes in a time when people were known to have poor diets, which was known to hamper human growth. It depends on how old you think that I'm talking. Like, do you think that I'm talking about Myth Bullies and Aquaman? I do. Depends on how old you're talking. Like, think about it. You've got multiple provable apocalypses that happen in human history. One of them being like the simple Bronze Age collapse. Atlantis sounds like a confederacy of kingdoms, or maybe like a NATO alliance of kind of system, except they would have kept other people out. So Atlantis wasn't every empire. It's a empire that spanned the globe. Atlantis is like, let's see, wide world sports have spanned the globe. Wow, these people have no defenses for Alexandria. And you've got the Scipii on your freaking doorstep. Yeah, no, you have not even stories. You have strong evidence that these people were, one, pretty darn smart, and two, they were, sorry, one second, I'm thinking about what I'm going to do now, because I'm kind of on the defense right now. Wait, are the Scipii at war with the Bruttii? Hold on. Are they actually at war with everybody? Or are they at war? The Bruttii at war with us too? Or are the Bruttii at war? I don't even know. Look, everybody's fighting everybody. I don't even know. I don't know. If you say that, what's more likely? People a very long time ago had different methods of, let's say, irrigation, farming, things like that, and they had discovered ways of doing things that were better than what we had today, or better than what we had at the height of like the Middle Ages, or that aliens came down and then just decided to fuck off and leave. I mean, which sounds more plausible? Like, why would they leave? Like, that's the thing. It doesn't make sense. Like, oh, they're here, they're helping us build stuff, and then all of a sudden they just stop? They have the power to, like, prime directive-ish rule. Okay, bull crap. Bull. Now you're making crap up. See, can't fuck with them once they reach a level of tech. But you've handed them... Okay, by that argument, I can hand barbarians... what essentially comes down to laser tag. We're all making shit up. No. Everybody's fighting everybody. Loud noises! We have no proof. Well, no, we don't have any direct proof, but what we do have is stuff that doesn't make sense. Right? Stuff that by all intents and purposes, does not actually fit in the surrounding areas. We have fucking eyeballs. One of these things is not like the other. For instance, the Temple of Jupiter in Turkey, where the stones that the actual temple sits on are not the same kind of stones and are way too big. Myth's inability to understand English and then going on about his shit. This shit is absolutely makes no sense. I'm telling you that, again, I'm gonna be nice about it. You can sit there and say, "Oh, but the aliens carved crap out." No, no, no. Because ancient aliens, like there's an argument to be made that beings of higher power, were involved in some capacity. Now, aliens, I don't know. No, I'm not sold on the aliens idea. I think the idea of aliens is weird. It's fun. It's fun in a video game. It's fun in a video game. I just don't believe it. Why can't I select this army? Where's my ability? Where's my armies? The history have told me aliens, and I believe it because it's the History Channel. Should maybe rethink that decision. I'm just gonna throw it out there. Just maybe just sort of rethink that. It's in the name, Myth. Duh. Why can't I select this guy? I'm just gonna siege this place down. Is that what I'm gonna do? I can't even merge. What the hell happened to that army? There he is. Nope, that's not it. Governor, Captain Queso, Captain Quintus. I don't know. Yeah, like there's no explanation that I have for those things aside from the fact that there is something squirrely happening that doesn't make sense. So either they knew something that we didn't, and were able, and then just it's forgotten, which is a very real possibility. We lose technology all the time. Like, especially in the ancient world, you've got multiple, like, world-ending collapses that happen multiple times. You've got entire civilizations that are blown off the map in a time in the world where it doesn't really make sense for people to get blown off the map, and all of a sudden entire cities are just wiped out in a single night. Like, that happens in the old world quite often, actually. It's kind of creepy and weird. But it's also not horrendously common. Like, it doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen every single day. It happens like once every few thousand years. It would make sense that if Atlantis was as technologically advanced as they say they were, or as we believe they are, that, yeah, they would definitely be in a position to where once they fell off the face of the earth, everybody kind of goes into a dark age. Which is one of the reasons why I think Egypt itself doesn't make sense, is that Egypt is either a reliant piece of that empire, or it is a piece of that empire that is... Oh god, the emperor was unpleased at that time. Well, look, we've got friends over here. They want to say hi, and they can't because they know that as soon as they do, they're going to get their teeth kicked in. Thank you, giant walls.
Be quick.
Can we?
Our patience is limited.
Why can't we do ceasefire, god dang it? Why does Rome get all the glory here? The fall of the Roman Empire was like the world ending. Europe took 1,000 years to get back to about where they were technologically and beyond. It did, but the thing is that when Rome collapsed, it wasn't like the world stopped and Rome fell, right? That wasn't how Rome fell. Rome fell over time, a very long time. Rome's collapse was more of like a constant folding in on itself, because you have the Byzantines coming in, you've got the Goths coming in, and slowly just Rome's power became more of like a not a standard, but a symbol more than it became anything else. Its influence, its power never left the minds of everyone that it touched. It's just that its actual influence kind of died. Like that's kind of the fun thing about Rome, is that, yeah, like, inflation was through the roof, yes, corruption, bribery, the whole 9 yards. All the stuff that we see in a modern-day republic today. 100%, absolutely. But it wasn't what we think of as, like, a collapse. the Dark Ages are not brought about by the collapse of the Roman Empire. The Dark Ages are brought about because they've lost so much stuff, and there's no more people thanks to another world-ending event called the Gothic War. I'm just going to auto-resolve that. So now, people may not think it's a world-ending event, but, I mean, one of the crazy things that happens in the Roman Empire at that time is this really cool thing called a massive freaking volcanic explosion. That volcanic explosion drops the entire, most of Europe into darkness for 8 months at a time when there was already famine. Good God. Like, when you already have famine and then all of a sudden there's no sunlight for 8 months or 10 months out of the year, and then you have sporadic instances of freezing. So not only do you not have sunlight, you then don't have the sun to warm things up at all. Good Lord. You're going to be pushed into, well, but some historians or some archaeologists call like a second ice age, essentially. And I'm like, I don't know if I go that far, but, you know, I'm not an archaeologist either, so I don't really know. Yes! Come and fight me on my own turf. Yes! I have one archer. That one archer's going to be very busy today. But you have world-ending events, a massive war that essentially spans the known world. You have massive population decrease. All the artisans, all the people that were actually there to, you know, be a part of that, the learning process, the actual techniques, most of that stuff was lost or burned. Like, there's literally nothing left of it by the end of the Empire. The Dark Ages were not a result of just Rome falling. The result of the Dark Ages were a result of everybody losing everything and no one being skilled to keep it going. And there's no money in keeping it going. Myth didn't like the movie Stargate. It's a bold strategy, Con. Let's see if it works out for them. Hey, look, man. These people want to come... Okay, they want to come fight me on the walls? You can come fight me on the walls. It's fine. Like, I don't mind fighting these guys on the walls.
Legionaries! Guard this area! Guard this area! General!
The Byzantine Empire was the East Roman Empire, which after this fall was named the Byzantine Empire. The Roman Empire lasted for a while. It did. It did. Myth doesn't like a number of cool things. I don't like people saying things that don't make sense. Especially when it comes to history. And you are correct. You are correct. Talk Steam 1836.
The enemy towers have
I don't want
reached
to do
the
that.
walls.
There we go.
Pray to the gods that Roman courage will win the day.
I like how we're going to have like a little welcoming party of these guys, but you say lots of things that make no sense. That's not true. All the things I say make sense. It's just that your peasant brain cannot comprehend them. Alright, I'm back. Has Myth been deposed yet? No! We're going to be sacrificing some Egyptians for the sake of, well, I'm bored. Find me bodies of your giants. Well, I believe, let's see, hold on. I believe there's actually a museum with the giant, but more importantly, like the dinosaurs you see in museums are not actually dinosaurs. That's all bones that's been recasted and recreated from, well, what they believe is there. There is a theory, and I'll say theory. Why do our noses run but our feet smell? Does that make sense? It does. It does. It does in its own strange way. But anyway, so I get the inaccuracies of dinosaur skeletons. Did the Romans not share the knowledge of how to maintain the infrastructure like aqueducts and farming techniques with the people they conquered? Hell no! Are you kidding me? Absolutely not. They're vassals. He's too serious to take jokes tonight. Dude, I'm loving it, man. I think it's great. But no, I mean, but even if they did, you're trying to get people to maintain something that they don't even live in. Right? Like, aqueducts were mostly in like, Europe and Italy. Their knowledge of concrete was forgotten until just recently. Oh, you say that now? What are you talking about? I think it's funny. Look, by now, I just assume you're fucking with me 9 times out of 10, so it's fine. Alright, these guys' swinging arms are getting pretty broken in here. Thank you for the philosophy education. Oh, but it's true. Like, they wouldn't share that knowledge because the ones that are going to be taking care of that stuff are not going to be, you know, foreigners. They're going to be Romans. Like, Roman jobs for Romans is actually a thing that is a problem in the Middle Empire. They would not be handing out secrets like that. Now, there may be people in there that know about it or know things about it. There may be slaves that know how to do certain things with it, maybe repair it, but they're not going to hand people the blueprint on how to do it. And even then, most of that stuff is burned and destroyed because the Goths and things that came in, they're not interested in keeping that crap. They're interested in taking over what's there. They're interested in the quick cash grab. Yeah, if they can get stuff, they're going to burn it. Like, you'd be surprised how many times Rome burns. I mean, besides Geisha, who would want to fuck with Myth? Oh, ouch. There we go. So they're just gonna keep chumping, like, just chumping. They're gonna keep just throwing these guys at me one at a time. Get it right, Myth. The Goths were really interested in My Chemical Romance. Ew. I hate this. I hate the words you just said. They make me unhappy. I'm just gonna sit here and just let these guys just keep killing them. I mean, might as well. Are they eager? These guys are eager. Very good. Oh, I got another set of legionaries. Very good. Should I get Coheed and Cambrian here to help out?
Legionary cohort. Waiting for orders. Legionary. Forward, move out.
Let's move these guys there.
Forward,
There we go.
move.
Now they've got a full cohort to deal with.
Waiting for orders.
Although their shields are facing the wrong way. That's fine. But anyway, so what you should have done is poured a bunch of oil down the siege tower and then ignited it when they started. Well, I don't have that ability. I'm sorry to tell you, Myth, but I have a doctorate in history and Falker is completely right here. Oh, is he now? You know what? That's fine.
Legionary cohort.
Send the archers to fight the heavy infantry. That's a good idea. But yeah, no, when the Goths and everybody eventually take over Rome, like, all that stuff's already long forgotten. Like, if you just look at their, it's either long forgotten or they just can't afford it anymore. They're crushed under the weight of their own inadequacies, really. The archers just need to lead with flashbangs. Man, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if the ancient world has something akin to flashbangs. I don't know what it is. That'll take care of the heavy infantry. It will for a little bit. Ugh, I may call it a night in just a minute. Ugh. But no, I mean, if there is an advanced civilization, then all of its evidence would have been wiped out through one of the many apocalypses that they have. Now, granted, there is one thing that I will say. I do not... Why is the rest of their army just chilling? Because the AI is borked. The AI borked itself on something. It didn't like something, and I think there's still the old AI. Like, I personally have a friend who is Goth, and he daily has the urge to sack Rome. I mean, well, don't get me wrong, I do too. Rome's got a lot of cool stuff in it. Ah, machine gun towers. Bye.
General. Cohort. General. Legionary. Attack!
Get him! I too constantly think of Rome and its empire. Me too.
Legionary.
Rome is awesome.
General.
Continue. We're getting to watch the fall of Rome in real time. Oh, no, we're not. You want to watch the fall of Rome? Look at China. China won't exist. China as a power will not exist in 10 years, probably.
All Rome will be amazing.
Give America 15 to 20 years. I don't know about that. Well, I take it back. We might be seeing that. We might be seeing that because of the way that we structured our economic progress. But that's not going to be us. It's going to be the whole world.
Victory and glory.
America isn't doing much better. We're doing way better. We are doing way better. Yeah, we're not in good shape, absolutely. But the world's financial system is in trouble in about 15 to 20 years. And it's not just because of debt. It's because of the way that every single Western nation, including some of the Eastern European nations, have structured themselves. Our politicians are looking to destroy the shell game they've been using to cover up how badly they've been managing the money. But it's no secret. It's not a secret how bad they've been managing the money. It's an open secret. We all see it. We all see how much money they're doing this to. China's military organization is in need of help, so I wouldn't be surprised if they fell. No, so their issue is actually not military. Their issue is that they are a net importer of energy and food. And their population is aging, and they don't have enough replacement. So they are going to go through what Japan's going through, but they're going to go through it way faster. They are going through it like we have another 10 years, and we're going to be feeling nasty bits, right? They're feeling it now, and it's going to be a lot less than 10 years. So in 10 years, they'll be done going through that process, and it's going to be really bad. China's banking system is already failing on its face. Well, I mean, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, there's so many things about China that are failing that, I mean, by the time that it gets to the point where they like to cover up how many banks are failing. Well, they're lying about their population, too. Keep that in mind. They're completely lying about their population. Their population is not as high as they say it is. It's still big. It's still big. Well, just saying in a war they would be disorganized most likely. Maybe. I don't think organization would be their problem. I think it would be getting resources to their people. That would be their problem. The Chinese military is not that I would never call them disorganized. I wouldn't use those terms. Not because it's not 100% untrue, but because in all likelihood, they won't be able to feed themselves. You put them on a war footing, and they won't be able to do anything about it. Like, they're not going to have any way of keeping their troops fed, which, by the way, is going to be a problem for everybody in the near future. When America loses its hegemony, I expect the world to erupt in flames of war. Maybe not in America because we're armed, but I'm armed as fuck, but the rest of the world will be trying to take each other's resources. I don't think so. I'm actually kind of concerned about that. Any war with China would happen in someone else's yard. They couldn't get to us. They don't have the logistics to feed a fight, let alone feed them invading the USA. They've been going through reform since like the 50s, and they swapped their military structure a few years ago. I'm not sure what a war looks like at this point with anybody. And I say that because everybody's population is decreasing. Going to war is going to make that worse. I mean, their regulars and special forces would probably be really good, but otherwise any conscripts would probably suck. Well, that's any conscripts. Look at Russia. But, like, Russia, at least, this serves, like, the war in Ukraine at least serves Russian interests in some capacity. But, like, a war in China over Taiwan or anything else, it doesn't change the fact that they can't grow enough food, and they don't make enough energy. Like, if the United States put the sanctions on China that we do on Russia, by the end of the year, they'd have 500,000, or sorry, not 500,000. They'd have, what is it 5 million? 500? Jeez, how many people? The number of dead would be astronomical. It would be incredibly high. And it's not even like a joke. Like, we would be killing off their nation. It would be covered in nothing but bodies. Nocti the Lewd. Well, yes. Nocti the Lewd and the other guy. I forget the other guy's name. I mean, they're regular. Yeah, so this is where I find it very difficult, because if you're going to say that in some capacity they are going to be a threat, I mean, in a way they are, but not really. And he looks like he looks like a guy who wishes he was a girl. Well, that's all Egyptians. I mean, just come on, man. Don't make it weird. Then there's also China's massive pool of people they can pull from. The only saving grace is how they are more focused on their region than the world like the US. Okay, so, but they are still a net importer of food and energy. I expect future wars to be a lot of cyber warfare and drone warfare, maybe even robots. But you won't have the population. I couldn't figure out what a war with major powers would look like. We aren't in World War II. It's too complicated now. Every idea is a good idea in war up until it is met with the enemy, right? Any other idea is just as good as any other idea up until it reaches combat, right? And the United States has been, I mean, as much as I don't always like the fact that we spend as much as we do on the military, and that's not because I'm anti-military, it's just because I think a lot of it's, but then what's the idea? Well, exactly, right? So what is the idea? So the idea of, like, using $200 drones to knock out a $2 million tank, right? Economics and logistics. That's what wins you a war. Economics and logistics and bodies. If you can endlessly pump out like fake soldiers, so cyborgs, you kind of render a lot of, well, good lord, you render a lot of your own population completely useless, to be honest. I won't even get into that. That's going to get dark real fast. Holy crap. Imagine a military that doesn't respond to its people. Holy fuck. I mean, even in, like, the communist takeovers of Romania and, is it Bulgaria? Like, even the military didn't go do all the stuff that the government wanted them to do. Imagine a military run by bureaucrats and politicians that had no input or no care for its citizenry. I mean, we've seen that in history, but even people eventually go, look, I'm not going to go do that to them. Like, that's too much. Like, I'll abuse them, I'll take their children, I'll beat the snot out of them, I'll cut their bowels open in the streets, but I'm not going to go do that. Like, there is a limit. Whereas, like, a machine, oh my god. Good lord. I don't even want to think about that. But in the modern day, I don't know what an actual modern war looks like. Apparently, I just lost an entire army. It's just bugged out there. I don't know what it does. I don't know what it's doing. It's just kind of out there.
Attack! Victory and glory! Attack! Victory and glory! Sir, prepare!
I guess I'll go take that and see if that happens. America definitely has experience and are more refined than any other country. We've been in a lot of wars and have tuned strategy and logistics. Yes, but the people that run those systems are all gone. So we've been fighting a very specific kind of war. We've been fighting guerrilla wars for 20 years. We don't know what an actual major war looks like. Oh crap, I completely forgot that I had a settlement down there. God dang it. As a matter of fact, a lot of the people that we had in place for, like, actually that strategic part for the large-scale warfare that we used to do, they've all gone. They've all retired, they've moved on, whatever. We haven't even flexed that muscle in so long that, aside from the fact that we are, like, we have the ability to move stuff really fast, we don't know how to deploy it against a peer nation. Not anymore. That doesn't mean that we can't figure it out again, and we're on the process of doing that again, but we don't know what that's like anymore. Like the movie iRobot, where there's thousands of robots marching down the street telling people to return to their homes. Exactly. A major war might be both countries threatening each other with nukes, honestly. That is the end fear, right? Like, that is the worst case scenario. That may be true, but the U.S. does have a stockpiles for a major war, though the issue would be when going against a nuclear power. Yes.
War dogs!
And ironically, yes. Like, what do we do against a pure power? That's the question. What do we do against a pure power? And the answer to that is, I have no idea. I don't know. I am very much a person who does not like the idea of going to war. I am very much in favor of bringing all of our troops home. Not because I don't think that they can kick somebody's ass, but because maybe we shouldn't be bothering. Pure power, plug it in. Exactly. Yes. Burn this to the ground. Yes. This is why we aren't generals. I mean, I'm not a general, okay? But, like, again, the idea of going to war with anybody makes me unhappy. I don't like the idea of you know, like, I've got family in the military. The idea that I'm going to be sending my friends and family over there to fight and die is not appealing to me. I know, shut up, douche. No. We absolutely need to stop wasting resources on fighting other people's fights. We need to do lots of that. Our generals are more interested in being politicians, too. That is another big problem. Like we were talking about a nuclear war, no one will be able to have total victory, because if that were the case, if that were to occur, someone will push the button, but otherwise we are, or they could win some gains. We'll see. Now let's think about this. And getting a job in military manufacturing company too. Boo! Myth does not like the idea of constant warfare like a coward. Transgender politicians.
The enemy have formidable siege towers at the walls. Prepare for some hard fighting.
Yeah, no, you're wrong. You're not wrong. I am not interested in that.
Roman cavalry! Roman cavalry! Attack! Town watch! Forward! Forward! Cavalry auxiliary!
Let's see. I need to get
Rome's finest! Cavalry!
charge in there. Such a coward you are, Myth. Yeah, that's me. That's me, all right, Mr. Coward. I don't want to go fight and die for somebody else's war. Pretty much, Captain, and up across the military, a bunch of buttlickers and cocksuckers. They absolutely refuse to operate as soldiers. Hence, we get all this woke ideology through the military. They're all open communists. I'm not going to go that far. I have family in the military, but I will say this:
This
I
is
am.
no way for a Roman to behave.
Oh, hello.
Shame will be his
Jeez,
forever.
they're getting butchered.
General
How?
runs away.
How are they getting butchered so badly? Like, they're legionary cohorts versus principes. This should be like not a pure fight. I don't want anybody to want or like war. It should be a last resort. War only hurts both countries. Well, maybe. Why isn't this shooting arrows at people?
Legionary cohort!
That depends on what your goal is. Like that is the darn's truth. Is that it depends on what your goal is.
Archers!
Dude, you need to hear the stories from the tons of enlisted and former officers. The officer corps is overwhelmingly infested with communists.
Cohort!
Well, at least somebody wants to go down, because anyone who doesn't like war is not based. Being
Waiting for orders!
being willing to go to war and wanting war are not the same thing.
Cavalry!
I am not interested in going to war because the people that run these wars are not trustworthy, is what I would say. These are not people that I would consider to be people that are worthy of emulation or adoration. They're awful people. And they don't care about you, they don't care about me. They want what they want, whatever that thing may be. Yeah, I'm gonna lose this town.
Cavalry! Cavalry auxiliary! Cavalry! Attack! Heavy cavalry!
Victorian
There we go. Start machine gunning these bastards.
Cavalry auxiliary!
The walls are collapsing. The enemy.
Of course, Myth, and that is what makes it based.
Rome's finest.
Yep, they're gonna charge through here and I'm gonna lose everybody.
Heavy cavalry! Charge! Attack!
Victorian. Victorian. Rome's finest.
Attack! Destroy them! Archer
Get him! Shoot him!
Legionary cavalry!
Perfect.
Move out! Move out! Forward!
Oof.
It would be better for your general to fall on his sword than live another day. He is running away.
If I win this, it'll be like by the skin of my teeth.
Victorian cohort. Forward! Forward! Quickly!
Cavalry! Attack!
There's a lot of people with power who will sacrifice a generation of young men to keep their power in mansions and yachts. See, the problem with this is, though, that, like, again, population is decreasing. We're not increasing our population. What are you going to replace that population with? Quick, Myth, call for an artillery strike. Danger close. Dude, if I could, I would. But again, like, what are you going to replace that population with? And if your answer is foreigners, then you're not going to have a country. There's a lot. So, like, that's kind of the truth of it, though. Is that, you know, you can do that for a little bit. You can do it for a little bit. Clones. We are not nearly there, DC. But you're not. It's not robots, clones.
Your general has thrown away his life.
How did he
And now
die?
He feeds the carrion birds. His men may soon be bird food too.
I didn't even know he was in a fight. Robots and AI. Oh god.
Archer Auxilia.
But again, a nation is only as good as its people, so begin the Clone Wars have.
Move! Quickly!
No, go back this way. Not that many die in war compared to the country's population, unless you're Russian in World War II. But again, like, you still have to fight the war. You still got to put boots on the ground. You still have to do that. There's still going to be a lot of dead people. Like, it's a lot of dead people. Not to mention, as essentially what we're going to have to do is, you know, the idea of global trade is a theory that might be coming to an end in the near future. I mean, like, that's a possibility I see happening too. I don't want to do it, Kamala. I have the woke ground. Get woke. Yes, get woke. Yeah. The shroud of the dark side has fallen. Yes. But, you know, as these populations age, as the infrastructure and the logistics supply chain finally kind of starts to fail, we're not going to have the people to actually maintain some of these systems. It's not that we don't know how, it's just that we don't have the bodies. Right? And think of it this way. As our okay, so think of it this way. As the number of people that are in a nation dwindle, and the current population ages out, it would make sense that you would have, you know, people passing on that wealth. What if the Republic has been initiated by the Sith? Well, you know, that's a possibility. Oof. Jeez, these guys are out of ammo too, good lord. You underestimate my wokeness.
Rome's finest.
Yeah, I'm gonna lose this fight, but I'm gonna lose it barely.
Units attack! Onager!
The population grows quite rapidly. Something I fear is that if Trump wins in November, the deep state might kick off a major war with Russia or Iran just to make Trump inherit a mess. Darth Ward salad. Well, dude, the next nation that we're invading is Iran. What do you... Okay. You get conspiratorial and all that fun stuff. Trump was supposed to die on that stage, and we were supposed to go to war with Iran over it. Like, that's genuinely my belief. Why? Because the moment that, like, the next day, they had a conspiracy that, oh no, it was the Iranians. It's like, the Iranians? The Iranians did it? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you retarded, or do you think I am?
Gods be praised.
And I guarantee you that a lot of people would have accepted
These
it.
men know their doom approaches.
So, like, yeah, no, I 100% believe it. I believe it. Like, the next country we're going to be invading is Iran.
War dogs.
I don't care if you like the man or not. His death is supposed to spark in the war with Iran.
Rome's finest.
Like that, more than anything else, that's what they wanted. They don't right now. They know the America. They got caught. So yeah, they're retarded. They didn't get caught because nobody's in jail. We just again, they just missed. That's their only real crime is that they missed. Say crime. Their only real problem is that they missed. That's it. Nothing else. Myth earns a Pyrrhic victory. Now, pretty much. But hey, you know what? A Pyrrhic victory is still a victory. Vicotry. Oh, look, another major freaking, you know, power coming to say hi. Well, that means something of a Pyrrhic victory. I guess if you can survive the next battle. Yeah, exactly. But this is a different battle. I would like to believe that that's not the case, but I know deep down that's probably the case. That the fact that you had a bunch of people. I remember hearing people on the news talking about invading Iran when I was a teenager in 2005. Invading Iran is their dream goal. Okay, hey, they missed then. The kid couldn't even aim with glasses.
Legionary cohort. Archer.
It's like the time Myth was playing that alien game and would send us to die. Hey, look. I sent you gentlemen to be heroes, okay? Dark Descent was great, and I love that game. I still think it's a great game.
Cohort.
But unironically, like, I mean, their next goal, whether Trump is in office or not, put it this way, if Trump goes in office if Trump does make it in office, war with Iran evaporates, at least for the next 4 years, and they really want it. They want it so bad they can taste it. Yeah, we all died a lot. Technically, you didn't die at all.
Legionaries! The enemy towers have reached the walls.
He missed likely because Trump moved his head just as he fired. Exactly. And there's some dumbasses that sit there and go, no, it's all planned. And I'm like, yeah, okay, sure. I'm gonna let them just sit there. Bruh. Butcher's work. I think I was abducted on my first excursion. I think you were, Jared. I think you were. Like, the very first time you went out, you got abducted. And I felt bad, so I gave you another character. Just gonna sit there and watch these guys just butcher an entire army. They're gonna gain so many levels here. I mean, they're gonna be exhausted by the time this is done, though. And just eats the entire unit. There we go. The idiots that were floating the that Trump or his camp paid him to take a shot that missed was unhinged. There's people that still believe that. I haven't asked my brother, but I'm sure he believes that too. Tell me you don't know how firearms work. Tell me you don't know how ballistics work. If you notice, Trump always turns his head while talking. It's actually a defense technique to dodge bullets, and it worked. Really? I've always just thought it was just his way of talking. I mean, yeah, when I speak to people, I'm usually a very animated person. I use my hands a lot, and I move a lot. So, like, I just could be a mannerism. I include ballistics within firearms, fair enough. Roll me a ballistic skill check.
Legionary! Fire at will!
Throw! There we go. Get some more kills in there. But no, I think that if Trump gets into office, it's going to be a very bad day for. And then he says he felt bad about it. Dr. Evil, right? I think that this time around, if Trump wins, we're going to see a lot of things happen, and arguably, I say they're going to be good. I'm not a huge Trump proponent, just FYI. I don't dislike him as much as some people. I don't dislike him almost at all, but at the same token, I wish it was somebody better. But beggars can't be choosers. And to be honest, the opposing side, in my opinion, is not exactly ideal either. I'm not really interested in going to war. I know, right? I either get face-hugged or turn into a xenomorph egg. Well, technically both. Yeah, if he gets in office, it's going to piss off a lot of people. It's going to make a lot of people very uncomfortable, and you've already got people in the intelligence agencies. This is what I found really damning, is you've got people in the high-level people in the intelligence agencies. Speaking of which, I just watched the new Alien movie, and I thought it was pretty good. See, I haven't seen it yet. But you've got people that are in the intelligence agencies, high-level people in the intelligence agencies, that have said on record that if Trump gets elected, they would flee the country. Not leave, flee. And I go, why would you flee the country? Like, why? Why would you do that? And the only answer is because they have, like, he will find evidence of them actively trying to kill him. I mean, I know there's, like, you know, celebrities that say they're leaving or whatever, but I mean, this is different. Jared, don't fall for it. It teases you with a good lead and then goes full member berries and bad writing. Look, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
The gods have...
Kill them!
Get him, boys! Rattle him, boys!
Ready!
This is a moment of triumph to
Trump was never supposed to win in 2016, but the deep state got overconfident and lost. Trump messed up their agenda during his presidency, and a second Trump presidency might completely destroy it. I don't believe that. I believe that what it does is it derails them. And the thing is that when you look at it this way, you've got plans that are geared up years ahead of time. You've got money that's put in place. You've got a lot of people there. You spend years and years and years banking on this stuff, and then all of a sudden, it's derailed by 4 years, give or take. Because at the end of the day, despite the fact that they may not like it, the presidency still has the ability to do something. Oh, thank you, Talk Steam.
Begin the siege.
You still have a presidency that is in charge of these things. And as long as you have a puppet president in, or somebody you can control, you can kind of get what you want for the most part. I mean, obviously they're not going to get everything. I mean, even they have to kind of say, hey, look, we're not going to get everything we want. But they'll get most of it. It'll delay the mechanism. It's too large to completely destroy it. Bouncy, bouncy, bouncy. Hell yeah. That's why it's there. Although I've thought about changing it out every now and again. They've got standard Legionary for... The Android was just terrible. It looks like Canny Valley. Okay, hold on. See, let's try to do this. I keep thinking it's Monday, so I'm like, okay, tomorrow's my day off. Like, no. We are going to call it a night tonight. And I will see you all again tomorrow evening, whenever we pick this up again. But just at the end of the day, I think that a Trump presidency will delay or derail this. Tomorrow's my day off. No, it is not. Tomorrow is Monday. I have a day off for this, but not for streaming. You're not just off. You're just off. Not off streaming. Yeah. Well. Okay. Fair enough. But I still have work to do. But just not the kind of work that I normally need to do. But I think that a second Trump presidency will actually be a useful and good thing for the American people. I think it's a good thing. So hopefully, in my opinion, hopefully he wins. Despite what anybody else says, I don't care if you're on the same side or not. I would love to hear other people's opinion. I know some people really don't like him. I don't like RFK Jr. I do not like Tulsi Gabbard. You don't get to sleep. I don't know why you think you do. Anyway, you're right, I don't. I don't sleep well. I'm an insomniac. I try to sleep. I try to get myself energy. But I think that if he loses, you're going to have a lot of problems. If he wins, you're going to have fewer problems. And then I'm voting for the real man to mend the rift with Americans. Jeb Bush. Jeb! See, that's the real person who should have won. Jeb. And with that, I'm going to call it a night. RFK, Tulsi are heavy lefties and flim-flam men, just like McCain. We will finally be able to clap. Oh, thank God. Look, I've been waiting for those Twitter moments. I've been waiting for those Twitter moments so bad. Whenever, like, a 2-year-old walks in and, like, recites a speech by, like, Abraham Lincoln, and then everybody claps. Oh, my God. I want to be a part of it so good. When Jeb Bush wins all 50 states, actually 51 states, I will finally be able to have that moment. All right, guys. Take it easy. Hopefully I'll see you all again tomorrow. Have a good night.